Hello students, in lesson number 3 we are going further. In the previous lecture we have learned about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. So here we are talking about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. That means that how metal and non-metal react with different substances. So one by one we will take it. Here it is a metal, here it is a non-metal. First one, metal plus oxygen. How metal react with oxygen? Metal plus oxygen gives metal oxide. The examples are, if sodium atom react with oxygen, it makes sodium oxide Na2O. The balanced chemical equation is 4Na plus O2 gives 2Na2O. That is a balanced equation. Then magnesium react with oxygen making magnesium oxide. So any metal react with oxygen and making metal oxides. If we talk about the properties of metal oxides are basic in nature. That means that if these metal oxides are added in water, then they make basic solution. Let us say if Na2O, sodium oxide, is added in water, it will give NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, basic solution. And magnesium oxide added in water, it gives MgOH twice, that is magnesium hydroxide, basic solution. So generally all the metal oxides are basic in nature except two, that is zinc and aluminium. Zinc and aluminium oxides of zinc and oxide of aluminium, these two metal oxides are not basic, they are both basic and acidic. Okay, and the substance which act as both basic and acidic, we are calling it amphoteric. So these metal oxides are amphoteric oxides. Right? So metal oxides are generally of two types, basic oxides and amphoteric oxides. So all the other metal oxides are basic oxides, but these two, oxide of zinc and oxide of aluminium, is amphoteric metal oxides. In non-metal plus oxygen gives non-metal oxide. Non-metal react with oxygen giving non-metal oxides. For example, carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide, plus oxygen gives sulfur dioxide. And if we are talking about the properties of this non-metal oxide, non-metal oxides are the acidic in nature. That means that if non-metal oxides are added in water, it will give acidic solution. That means let us say carbon dioxide CO2 plus H2O gives H2CO3, that is carbonic acid, and SO2 plus H2O gives S2SO3, that is sulfonic acid. Generally, all the it is sulfurous acid. Okay, it is sulfurous acid. Now, generally, all the non-metal oxides are acidic in nature, but some of the non-metal oxides are neutral. They are not acidic and not basic. Okay, so the neutral non-metal oxides are carbon monoxide is a neutral oxide. H2 hydrogen is non-metal, so hydrogen oxide, that is H2O, is a neutral oxide. Then NO, nitrogen oxide, and N2O. Okay, this is nitric oxide, this is nitrous oxide. So this oxides of nitrogen and H2O and carbon monoxide are neutral oxides of non-metal. Further, metal plus water gives metal oxide or metal hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. Metal react with water to give either metal oxide or metal hydroxide, any of the one, plus hydrogen gas will be released. Let us take the examples. First one, sodium metal react with water. Sodium is a very reactive metal. Okay, metal have reactivity series. So this based on the reactivity of metal, they react with water. So the metals with high reactivity, they very quickly react with water, very violently react with water. Okay? like sodium and potassium. These are the two very reactive metals, highly reactive metals. So these two, sodium and potassium, react with water to give sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH and hydrogen gas. This reaction, high reactive metal, when react with, and it reacts with cold water. Okay, it can easily react with cold water, and this reaction is an exothermic reaction. So with this, heat energy will also produce. So this is so violent reaction, and so whenever the sodium is added in water, the heat energy will produce with this NaOH and hydrogen gas, and this heat is enough to burn the hydrogen. Okay, when see, hydrogen is a combustible substance, it can easily be burned. So this heat energy can burn the hydrogen. So we are seeing the fire in the water when sodium is added in the water. Okay, so this heat will burn the hydrogen gas, and this is because this is an exothermic reaction. Further, sodium and potassium is giving this kind of reaction. Further, as the reactivity decreases, like magnesium, with a comparatively less reactivity. So magnesium cannot react with cold water. So magnesium react with hot water and making magnesium hydroxide, MgOH twice, and hydrogen gas will be released. Further, if for the another lower lesser reactivity, that is aluminium, iron. Aluminium doesn't react with hot water. It needs to be react with, again we need to increase the temperature of the water. So water will convert into steam, that is water vapor. So aluminium and iron cannot react with the hot water. It should be react with steam, water vapor of the, so H2O, G, that means vapor of the water. It reacts with vapor of the water, making Al2O3, that is aluminium oxide, and hydrogen gas will be released. And further, as the reactivity still decreases, iron react with steam and making iron oxide and water. But further, copper and lead, these are the poor, these are the mercury, copper, lead. These metals are having a very lesser reactivity. So they doesn't react with water at all. So no reaction. Copper, lead, mercury cannot react with water. Any of the cold, hot or steam. It not react with steam also. Okay, so this is the reaction. So with water, it depends on the reactivity of the metal. With a high reactive, it reacts with cold water. With a medium reactivity, it reacts with hot water. And with a lesser reactivity, it reacts with steam of the water. Now, non-metal. Non-metal plus water. Non-metal doesn't react with water at all. There is no reaction. What is the reason of that? Listen here. Whenever metal reacts with water, it displaces the hydrogen. Okay, metal atom displaces the hydrogen and making the oxides or hydroxide. And this hydrogen will release as a hydrogen gas, neutral hydrogen gas. In water, H is in a form of H plus and OH minus. So whenever this H plus release from water, okay, when this hydrogen starts to release from water, it release in a form of H plus. Okay, it is released as a positive ion, and this H plus, if it needs to become neutral hydrogen, it needs electrons to convert from H plus to H, that is neutral atom, because H plus is a positive having no electron in it. If it wants to become neutral, it needs one electron. So H plus needs electron to become H2, neutral hydrogen gas. Non-metal doesn't have tendency to give electron. Metals have tendency to give electrons. So metals give electron to hydrogen, and that hydrogen will release as H2. But here non-metal doesn't have tendency to give electron. Okay, so it doesn't give electron to hydrogen, and hydrogen will not be released from water. So there is no reaction in between non-metal and water. Further, in the chemical properties, metal plus acid. Okay, and this reaction we have already learned in the properties of acid. Metal plus acid gives metal salt and hydrogen gas will be released. Okay, always metal with acid gives hydrogen gas. So, for example, sodium plus HCl gives NaCl and hydrogen gas will release. And magnesium, another acid H2SO4 giving MgSO4, that is magnesium sulfate, and hydrogen gas will be released. So metal gives its electron to hydrogen present in acid. In acid H plus is present. Okay. So when this H plus will release from acid, metal atom will give its electron to H plus, and that H plus will become neutral hydrogen, and metal will positive ion of metal join with negative ions, that is NaCl and MgSO4, and making this NaCl and MgSO4. Okay, so salt will be produced and hydrogen gas will be released. But non-metal plus acid, there is no reaction, because in acid H plus is present, and to release H plus, non-metal doesn't have electron to give, because non-metal doesn't have tendency to give the electron, right? So it doesn't displace the H plus, it doesn't give electron to H plus, and so H plus will not release as hydrogen gas. So no reaction between acid and non-metal. Further, metal plus any salt makes another salt and metal. For example, zinc metal react with copper sulfate. This reaction is possible only if more reactive metal react with the salt of less reactive metal. See, zinc and copper are the metal, but zinc have more reactivity. Reactivity series we will learn further, but here remember, zinc is more reactive than the copper. Right? So zinc is able to displace copper here, and making zinc and copper will be released as a metal, a solid metal. So this reaction is possible when more reactive metal react with a salt of less reactive metal. Then it displays. So this is a displacement reaction actually. Okay, and this displacement reaction is possible. A more reactive metal react with a lesser reactive metal salt. Okay? And if the metal is less reactive, then it cannot displace the metal present in the salt. Iron is also more reactive than the copper, so it displaces copper and making FeSO4, and copper will release. Okay? So this is the displacement reaction, and based on this displacement reaction, reactivity of the metal can be predicted. Like if it displaces, if it changes the color, then displacement. When the reaction takes place, it changes the color of the solution. So if reaction takes place, it means it is a more reactive. And reaction doesn't take place, that means it is less reactive. So to predict the reactivity, this displacement reaction is used. Now, same way in non-metal plus salt gives salt and non-metal. If more reactive non-metal is present, then it displaces the lesser reactive non-metal. Okay, like chlorine react with sodium bromide NaBr, that is a salt of sodium bromide NaBr. Compared to chlorine is non-metal, bromine is also non-metal. But with this two, chlorine is more reactive than the bromine. Right? So chlorine will displace bromine and making NaCl, and bromine will be released. So this is also this type of reaction is possible in non-metal. Further, metal plus chlorine gives metal chloride, like sodium plus chlorine gives NaCl, calcium plus chlorine gives CaCl2, calcium chloride. This making sodium making sodium chloride, calcium making calcium chloride. And this is the ionic bond. This reaction takes place by the positive sodium ion and negative chlorine ion. Okay, calcium positive ion, chlorine negative ion. Okay. So with the ions, they are making this chloride compound. So they are making the ionic compounds that we will learn further. And non-metal chloride making chlorine, making non-metal chloride. Like hydrogen plus chlorine makes hydrogen chloride, HCl. It is a balanced equation. Then carbon plus chlorine, making CCl4. This numbers is decided by the valency of the atom, and that we have learned in standard 9. So chlorine plus carbon plus chlorine gives CCl4, that is carbon tetrachloride. Okay, so non-metal plus chlorine gives non-metal chloride. Further, metal plus hydrogen gives metal hydride. Okay, how metal react with hydrogen. This only very high reactive metal only react with hydrogen, like sodium, potassium, and calcium. These three are the highly reactive metals. These three metals generally react with hydrogen and making hydride. Sodium plus hydrogen making sodium hydride. Calcium plus hydrogen making calcium hydride. While in non-metal, non-metal plus hydrogen making non-metal hydride. So non-metal I am taking nitrogen is a non-metal here. Nitrogen plus hydrogen gives nitrogen hydride, and this is commonly known as NH3, commonly known as ammonia. Okay. So these are the this were the all about the chemical properties of metal and non-metal. So differentiate the metal and non-metal based on the chemical properties. This chemical properties you should include in differentiation. Okay. So read up to this, and still if you have any doubt you can ask me. Thank you.